There you go.
He did nothing. He did nothing but show up. Oh, I'm live. Okay. You guys, grace for the journey. All right, so we are in action here. Hello, Molly's here. Thanks for putting up with me. Anyone else here? Anyone else? Molly, you count. When I say anyone else, I just wanted to make sure everyone can see me. So I see Molly's here. I love you guys. It is so wonderful to be here with you on this Saturday afternoon. Thank you for giving me grace for the journey as I figure out this live streaming business. I even tried to be fancy and have my little countdown, and we see where that got me. So I would like to think I'm technologically inclined, but apparently not. Hey, Steph. What's going on? Happy Saturday. We are here sprinting with a fresh start. And it's interesting that I had this glitch in the system here known as StreamYard to start us off because I'm currently listening to the audiobook Hidden Potential by Adam Grant. And he was talking about how you don't wait until you know how to do a thing to do a thing. And so apparently I don't know how to do the StreamYard thing, but I'm doing it anyway. So thank you guys so much. Holla at your girl. Tell me what's going on in your lives. I want to first know, what are you reading today for this fresh start sprint? What are you up to reading wise? Let me know in the comments. While I wait to hear from you, I will show you guys two things that I'm currently diving into. The first one, Hidden Potential by Adam Grant. I told you about that. I am listening to that via audiobook and enjoying it. I typically listen to nonfiction. I don't know why post-doctorate that I have a hard time consuming nonfiction books by reading them like the print copy, but I tend to consume them better via audiobook. So I'm listening to Hidden Potential. I'm also reading Real by Kennedy Ryan. And y'all, this cover is sending me. Like, do you see this? This is a beauty. This is a beauty. Also, while I wait to hear from you, please let me know what you're reading, friends. I wanted to share that you will hear a lot of noise. The LaRosa household is a lively one, and I love that about my life. And it's one of those things that kind of had me hesitant to go live for quite a while. And yet I realized I am who I am, and I love my life. It is boisterous, it's full, it's blessed. And so, yes, my daughters are here. We had 2 weeks off for winter break, which was so needed in my life. I had a rough go in December. December was a rough month. It was also a blessed month. It was a mixed bag. And for those of you who are regulars here on LaRosa Reads, check out my channel update video if you haven't already. I kind of explain more as to why this past month was quite a bit. And so it was nice to have a reprieve. And we have a new family member. Check out this new family member. Yay! It's Landon. Hi, buddy. You want to say hi? Say hi. Yes. Are you ready to go? You're like, Mommy, what is this? What's this business? You can go now. You can go. All right. So we got a cat. That was a part of the blessing of this past couple of weeks. So let's see. Molly, Steph, what's happening? Molly is reading Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Her bestie borrowed it to you and a while ago, and you couldn't wait any longer. I love that for you. Steph is reading 2 books, The Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, classic. I see you. Oh my gosh, you're reading Death of the Author? That is on my TBR. So you will be hearing about that tomorrow on my TBR video. tell me, Steph, what do you think so far about Death of the Author? I really want to know what your thoughts are on that. I'm hoping, and we'll talk more about our resolutions, our reading resolutions, as we go along in our sprinting. But that book is going to be a part of one of my reading resolutions this year. Awesome. I hope that your new year has gotten off to a flourishing start. This is going to be a collaborative, engaging reading sprint because recording by myself is really weird and sad and lonely. And I love connecting with you guys. So I will be asking for your participation. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. Typically, reading sprints happen later in the evening, but this worked for me. And I'm glad that you're here. Oh, good, Steph. So you're enjoying it so far. That is awesome. Please keep me posted. I hope to get it. So you must have gotten an ARC because if I'm not mistaken, that book is not slated to be released until the 14th. Jane! Hey, love bug! So you're reading Colton Gentry's third act. Okay, we've got some things going on here that is so broad as far as our range of reads. I'm here for it. I will be reading Real by Kennedy Ryan. This is book 1 in a series. I've only read Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan and fell in love with her. And I am super excited to read this. I'm reading Real for the Diverse Spines Instagram account. They have a book club where they release spines of the month. And this is the January spine of the month. I am nearly 150 pages in, and I'm having a hard time putting it down. So I am excited you're here. So you know what? Without any further ado, we're going to get ready to dive into our first reading sprint. We're going to try 20 to 25 minute sprints and then be expected to engage, chat it up, and participate. I hope that your new year is off to a flourishing start. And I am just happy you're here. I'm happy to be here with you. It just warms my heart. You guys will never know what you mean to me here on La Rosa Reads. So I am going to get ready to share my screen. Now, you guys know I had some drama earlier. So let's see if I can make this happen. Let's see here. G. Oh, share screen. A. So you got to see. Yes, please, Jane. You've got to join that Diverse Spines chat. I saw on Instagram where you commented that you're interested in doing that. You didn't know they had released. I feel like Jamie's kind of like snuck in the announcement for the Diverse Spines of the month for the first quarter. So I'm glad that you are joining that journey. So let's share the screen. All right, we're going to hop straight into our first sprint. Happy reading, folks. Let's do this. All right, friends, we are back. So, how did everyone's reading go? I've got a little furry friend here. I'm so curious. Let's see what's happening. Looks like we have some people that joined. Oh, so exciting. Katie, hello, friend. You're listening to The 13 and a Half Wives of Captain Blue Bear, very whimsy and quirky for such a gloomy day outside. Where are you, if you don't mind me asking? Because here in the Pittsburgh area, it is super gloomy as well. That sounds so fun. Love that. Glenda, hello, love bug. Vaughn, oh my goodness, all my loves. I just love you guys so much. Glenda, Happy New Year. Vaughn, Happy New Year. Katie, everyone, Happy New Year. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You're reading the Bookshop Sisters. There is lots of drama. Is that what I read? That bookshop? Was it the Bookshop Sisters, Sisterhood? Lots of drama, and it doesn't stop. If that's the book you're reading, Vaughn, it is like drama to the nth degree. It's like a soap opera on steroids. Hi, Terry. Cleveland represent, just about 2.5 or so hours from us. We had an amazing vacation there over the summer. I actually went to an author event and met Mateo Escarpor, the author of one of my favorite books, Black Buck. Yeah, here we go. Shout out to Mateo, who is even like more amazing than I could have imagined. It's always great when you meet authors, people whom you admire, and they exceed your expectations. So I went to an author event there. We visited the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then we traveled to Cedar Point. It was super fun. Super fun. Uh-oh. Hold on, Landon. Those of you who are just now coming on, I'm here with our new family member, Landon. All right. Hey, Shakira. The Justice of Kings. Okay, now. Sounds like a great read. You know what I'm realizing? I'm not showing any of these comments. Hello. I'm getting there, you guys. Thanks for giving me grace. You're reading the Ark. Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. Okay, Glenda, how is it going? Because I have that on my TBR. I've read both of Brendan's releases, The Violin Conspiracy, as well as Symphony of Secrets. Love, love, love them both. Met him at the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books. He is such an incredible human being who just had, was it a liver transplant, I believe, or kidney transplant? He just had like a major medical like surgery, and he said he feels like he has a second chance at life. So bless his heart. Vaughn. Oh, no kidding, Vaughn. Listen, grace for the journey with you in that book. I have thoughts. I shared those thoughts, and it is quite the ride. Oh, Mississippi. Huh. I know that's right. Not made for the cold in the South. I know. I feel like I'm in the North and I'm not made for the cold. Yeah, we are experiencing a lot of gloomy weather, which, you know, I feel like Pittsburgh rivals Seattle for rain and dreary days. But, you know, we do our thing here. We do our thing, don't we, Landon? Any pet owners here? Let me know if you are a pet owner. Do you have a dog, a cat, a rabbit, a guinea pig, or any other animal that I'm neglecting to mention? I would be so curious. I have been a cat lover and a cat owner since the early 90s. And my last cat, Ailey, rest in peace, passed away in 2015. And it has been, it was hard for me. like when she passed, because I had taken in her mother as a stray back in college. And unbeknownst to my college roommate and myself, Bella was pregnant, and we were there when she delivered her litter of kittens, and Ailey was one of them. So I literally saw Ailey, I helped bring her into the world, saw her come into the world, and also saw her depart. So, whew. But here we are with a new family member, Landon LaRosa, who just is determined to make his appearance on LaRosa Reads. And we are here for it. We love it. All right. So, question for you. What are some of your reading resolutions? I perused I perused, what was it, Instagram, and Goodreads had a post asking the same question. And I am really curious what your reading resolutions are, or do you even believe in resolutions? Do you believe in reading resolutions? It's okay if you don't. I want you to be a part of this conversation. So if I go here, I saved this post. I was really curious and thought I would share some of these that showed up in the Goodreads post about reading resolutions. I love that you guys are saying hi. I just love this family we've created here. You have grand dogs. Oh, I love that, Jane. I love that for you. Look at us saying hello to each other. Makes my heart smile. And oh, you have some of your cats adopted. I know that's the truth, isn't it, Katie? So Landon is a rescue kitty boo. We rescued him from, he had been at the Humane Animal Rescue Shelter for only about 4 days. And we feel like he found us as much as we found him. We're so happy. And I think he's happy too, safe to say. Oh, that's not just a parakeet. That is amazing. What's your parakeet's name? Look at us. All right, so here we have these resolutions. Yes, the Buzzwordathon reads. So I tried the Buzzwordathon for the first time in 2024, and I was on a roll, as I was with most of my reading goals. I was on a roll the first quarter and just fell off. So I too fell off. I'm not sure if I'm going to participate in the Buzz Readathon. I don't know. And I believe, so the Buzz Readathon is created by Kayla from Books and Lala, and she also has a cover version. So I'm not sure. I'm wondering if the best way for me to participate is to tap into that if I'm struggling to build a TBR, as opposed to making myself commit. I'm wondering if that would be the better option for me. I did not do too well with my reading goals / resolutions this year, which is okay. It's fine. What else? So let's see what else we have here. Okay. I appreciate that. Now, is your TBR a physical TBR? Are these, Katie, like books that you already have, or just books that you've been meaning to read? I am curious. Okay. Hello. Sky. Nice. All right. Oh, I love this. Okay. Read a minimum of 10 pages daily. Read 12 nonfiction and 52 total books. I also had, that's my same goal. Like I share that goal with you, Shakira, is I want to set a goal number of 52 books, even though I read 83, I believe. I'm just imagining a book a week will just prevent me from getting too caught up in the numbers and just more like aware of how much I'm reading. And 12 nonfiction, I love that. Interact and participate more in social media. Yes, well, here you are, friend. book clubs, buddy reads. I know, I love buddy reads, and I didn't get to do a whole lot with that last year. So, hey, buddy, would you want to buddy read with me? Let's talk. If so, tell me some of the books you might want to buddy read and get through your priority reads. All right. Jane wants to try to fill the Buzzworth prompts with NetGalley books. Oh, I love that. Yes, that's such a smart idea to combine our reading goals. That's a great idea. Okay, I'm with you. So I had this feeling and belief, and it wasn't a judgy one, but prior to having my own like booktube channel, I rarely, if ever, held on to books. I loved the act of giving books away. So I had a really tiny little bookshelf. And after I would read books, I would give them away right away. Then I started La Rosa Reads and started accumulating a ton of books. It's a little crazy. And had to expand and my space for books. I have a couple of cube shelves here, not very, very many, because I still like to share my books and give them away. I don't judge people who have like hundreds upon hundreds of books like on shelves at their home. For me personally, it kind of hurts my heart because I'm thinking this book should be in someone's hand, especially if it's a book that I love. The idea of it just sitting there and collecting dust makes me sad, and I'm not a rereader. So yeah, I used to be that way, but as you can see behind me, I'm starting to get away from that just a little bit. All right. And then, yes, that is a great idea, isn't it, Molly? I love that. All right, Katie, you mood read a lot. I know. I was a mood reader until, again, having this channel and thinking of TBR videos and whatnot. I like to combine. I think what helped me last year is I was mindful to not put too many books on my monthly TBRs, and that left room for mood reads. You have a few prompts that change every year. Okay, mystery, a YA, historical fiction. Okay. Oh, that would be great. All right, think about some books. I know you're like, I pay attention to the things that you're into. I'm going to let you choose. I think we'll have a great time. I trust you. And I am super excited to buddy read with you. Yes, Glenda. So I did NetGalley. I signed up, and I think I've read 2 books on NetGalley. I'm just not good at it because I really don't care for ebooks. I used to have a Kindle years and years ago, and I loved reading, like consuming books in that format. I just am not into it. I think because for work, I'm on the computer so much, number one. And number two, I love to physically hold a book in my hands. There's just something about that experience. I'm a very multisensory gal. So I think I just need to feel the book. And if I'm doing audiobook, I can multitask. I'm folding laundry and things like that. So with an ebook, it's like I gotta sit still and then I'm scrolling. It's just, I don't know. I might change my mind. Who knows? Yes. Great idea. Same here. So currently the only books that I keep now have to be like my favorite authors. I'm now regretting that I was giving so many books away. Probably my biggest regret of a book that I did not hold on to is Deacon King Kong by James McBride. It's one of my all-time favorite books, my favorite James McBride book. And Yeah, I gave it away. But I have like my Ann Petrie going on here, Tia Williams here, African Town. I got more Tia Williams. I seem to have a lot of yellow and blue books, but I can't organize my shelves by the rainbow because I don't have all the colors of the rainbow. All right. Nice. Tell me what audiobooks you've picked up, Katie. And I know that's real. Needing to get new glasses. You don't want to be having those headaches and all the things. They do, Vaughn. Oh my goodness. Like, that's one of the first things I do. I'm like, it's such a satisfying smell. So satisfying. Yes, Jane, what's going on here? You can't believe you haven't read. Oh my goodness, Jane, you have to. So I think it is a crime that people are so into the Heaven and Earth bookstore, but I don't hear as much like talk about Deacon King Kong. I think Deacon King Kong is so much better than the Heaven and Earth bookstore. One thing I do notice about James McBride's books, at least the ones I've read thus far, is that he has a ton of characters. So you really have to pay attention and keep up with what's going on and remember who's who. I had a difficult time. I had a challenging time doing that with the Heaven and Earth grocery store. I did not have a difficult time, however, keeping up with the characters from Deacon King Kong. And there were equally as many, if not more, in that book, but I was able to remember them because they were so vivid and so full of personality and very different personalities. So it just was easy to remember those characters and get immersed in each of their story arcs. Not so much with the Heaven and Earth grocery store. Great. Oh my goodness. I love you guys to the moon. So I love that you are sharing your goals. I see Steph has something here to add. This is making my heart smile. I guess I'll have to share mine too. Yes, The Color of What? Okay. Yes, Steph. So I listened to that via audiobook earlier this year. It is my number 2 favorite James McBride book. Oh my goodness, his mom, what a dynamic woman. And what a life, what a story. You guys definitely take it from me and Steph. You've got to check out The Color of Water if you haven't already. She, being James McBride's mom, is like, just imagine this time period of like the 40s, 50s, 60s, a white Jewish woman who has 12 biracial children by a Black man who dies when James McBride is, I believe, 8 years old. And she is left, I believe it's 12 children, and she is left to raise them all by herself. She chooses to raise them in a predominantly Black neighborhood, I believe, in New York. And my, oh my, the way she sees race and the way she navigates it is so unique and important for us to learn from. Love, love, love. Oh, I haven't done too many mysteries on audiobook. I did one of the Finlay Donovan. It was like Finlay Donovan 3.5 because it was really short and it was only available. It was like Veronica Ruiz. What is it? Robs a bank or something like that. Okay. Yes, it is. I never thought about that. It is like listening to an old radio program when you listen to mysteries. Phantom of the Opera. What a cool idea, Katie. I love that. Love, love, love. Oh my goodness. So cool. So when I'm thinking about my resolutions, and you'll be seeing a video forthcoming from me about it, this is going to sound a little strange because a lot of people have as their reading goal is to read more backlist books and not read as many new releases. Last year, I read very few new releases and I missed it. I missed being a part of conversations about new releases. I missed not having my hand on the pulse of publishing last year. So I would like to incorporate new releases into my reading regimen, even if it's like one new release a month. So Death of the Author is one of those books that I want to read. So I want to do more of that. I want to read or have a reading goal of 52 books read a year, feeling like the chances are I will read more than that. But I don't want to focus on the number. I just want to have a number that represents the fact that I'm consistently reading. And I think like the idea of a book a week makes sense. And I have a couple of others that you'll have to stay tuned for. So it is time, my love bugs. It's time for us to jump back into it with another sprint, another 25 minutes of reading magic coming to you. So let me get all my little things together here. At least you can see my face, y'all. I am like, I just love you all even more for putting up with me and allowing me to just figure out life here on live streaming. All right. Figure out a good time for, okay. Sounds like a plan. I love connecting with you on Instagram. Before we go, here are some that I found. Well, let's say before we go on our sprint, I do want to bring up this Goodreads Instagram post because it was interesting to hear what other people have set as their goals. So here are some reading resolutions: read more, less scrolling, not to rush through books, just mark them as read. Amen. Read the physical books that I already own. I don't have too many unread books, but I'm trying to get through those. Visit and support more local indie bookstores. Putting less pressure on themselves to read the newest, hottest books and focus on books I've wanted to read for years. I am the opposite right now. I don't really have any books, some backlist books that are calling out to me right now. So I'm open for new reads. All right, get back to the discipline of reading my physical books and spend less time scrolling on my phone. So that's showing up quite a bit. Slower and more mindful reading, that's showing up. Diversify my reading by reading more books by BIPOC authors, specifically South Asian authors. I read a lot of books by Black authors for obvious reasons. I am a Black woman, and I do want to read more books by people who identify as a person of color and still lift up my Black authors. That's just a part of who I am, my identity. I resonate. Those books resonate with me. But yeah, I definitely want to stretch myself and read outside of that. I did a lot of reading of Japanese books that were all about being cozy and cats and books and all the things. Isn't that right, buddy? You were so, why are you sitting? Why are you laying down behind me? Kind of funny. So yeah, we're good. 75 books. Okay, so we have lots of numbers. Read more classics. You guys, I'm still baffled by the success of my book. My BookTube video, 12 Classics by 12 Black Authors. Last I saw, it had reached over 15,000 views. That's amazing. And not for what it means for my channel as much as what it means for people's interest in reading classics by Black authors. I think that's amazing. So without any further ado, let's dive back into this reading sprint business. All right. Here we go. Have fun. Happy reading in 3, 2, 1. All right. Yay, love bugs. Tell me about your progress. Thank you for sticking around. We have one more sprint after this, and I love and appreciate you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah. So, what kind of progress did you make? I was trying with my silly self. I was trying to show you guys. I don't know if you can see. I can't. Can y'all see? Y'all can't see that. How do people do it? They like hover over. Um, is it? So maybe. There you go. So I was listening to Hidden Potential, that go around. I'm not going to lie, you guys, it is really hard to make progress for me reading a book when I'm on camera. It just feels a little awkward. I get distracted, and my little cozy buddy here distracted me. But it's all good. So I know. So here's the funny thing, Katie, is that now that I have a cat here in the house who is like literally right here up under me, like, oh my gosh, we're like shaking the screen. He's such a sweet love bug. He won't let me sit in this chair alone. So he's freaking out every time the cat comes in meowing. So you are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. All right, I couldn't resist. I haven't done a little random song lately here on La Rosa Reads. Jane, you switched to your audiobook as well. This is How It Always Is. I feel like I've heard of that one before while you're doing laundry. Okay, let's see here. I want to pull up Goodreads, and I'm going to look that up because I feel like this is How It Always Is. Okay, so now that I've got that going, I want you guys to see. All right, so I feel like I've heard of this. Okay, now published January 4th, wow, of 2017. Can you believe that was like, oh my gosh, was that seriously 8 years ago? Oh, yikes. Okay, so this is how a family keeps a secret. I already love it, family secrets, and how the secret ends up keeping them. Ooh. So Claude is 5 years old, the youngest of 5 brothers, loves peanut butter sandwiches. When he grows up, he says he wants to be a girl. Okay, Rosie and Penn want Claude to be whoever Claude wants to be. They're just not sure they're ready to share that with the world. So the entire family is keeping Claude's secret until one day it explodes. Oh my goodness, about revelations, transformations, fairy tales, and family. I am definitely going to add this to my TBR. I have to. That's such an important conversation. And I thank you, Jane, for bringing that one to my attention. Hello. Hey, Haley. I love, love, love your image there. Joy from Inside Out. We're a huge fan of Inside Out here at La Rosa Reads. Okay. Thank you, Katie. I don't know if my husband enjoys the sing-alongs, but glad you do. Yay. So sounds like we made some progress here on our reading. Sounds like we switched it up a bit. We did some, reading, listening of audiobooks, reading physical copies, getting some laundry done, multitasking, all the things. That's one of the things I love about sprints. I tend to enjoy the multitasking aspect of it when I'm not hosting it. Here I feel weird. I feel like I don't have it like that yet on LaRosa Reads to just walk away from my screen. You know, I'm not a Kayla or someone who can walk away from the screen and feel like people still be here. I'm still a little humble and shy and scared that people will leave. And it's silly because, of course, like you might leave. You have things to do. That's okay. Um, you know, just a little silly like that sometimes. But we did make some progress. I have a question for you guys. I'm wondering, I have a couple of questions. So the next question I have is what book are you, hold on, let's fix that. The teacher in me is going crazy. What book are you? Let's try again. Rewind. What book are you most excited to read this year? I have an anticipated reads list. I might turn into a video. I've never done an anticipated reads video here on LaRosa Reads, but there are so many good books coming out from some of my favorite authors, a couple unknown authors to me, that I feel like I have to shout them out and I have to discuss them. Let me know in the chat, like what book or are you most excited to read? I'm going to pull up, I have a list here, a Google Doc, where I've been accumulating a list of books that are going to be released this year. These upcoming releases were just calling to me. I already told you about Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor, I believe. Is she a debut author? Steph, let me know. Okay, reading Queen Moo and okay, interesting. Interesting. All right. So yeah, tell me, what books are you excited to read? You're a little quiet over here. I have, let me see, some of the authors that I've read from before that have books coming out that I'm excited about. Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. She is responsible for Black Cake. I enjoyed that book thoroughly. I have not watched the series on Hulu yet, but I hear it's equally good. The Love Simulation by Etta Easton. I enjoyed her book, The Kiss Countdown. Looking forward to that. I love the cast of characters. I have Jackal over here collecting dust. Where is Jackal? And Erin E. Adams is from the Pittsburgh area, and I met her at the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books some years ago. I need to read this. It is a horror novel. I'm not a horror girly typically, so I've been procrastinating on this one, a little scared. But she has a new book coming out this year. She had another one, I feel like, that just came out. But anywho, this book is titled One of You. Another author, you know, I love my girl Tia Williams. Tia Williams is doing it again. So I've read all of Tia Williams' books except for, is there one called Accidental Divas? I believe her first one. I have not read that one. However, I fell in love with Tia Williams in the way that in which most readers did with 7 Days in June. The main character here, Eva Mercy, she has a daughter, Audrey, and her daughter was really interesting. I fell in love with her. I thought she was quirky, fun, very independent, very just autonomous and intriguing for a tween teen character. I thought she had a lot of depth. So I'm not surprised that Tia Williams has given Audrey her own book. And it might be a YA. I'm left to assume. Hello. I mean, it gave me YA vibes. The cover did. And of course, it's about a teenager. So it is titled Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. I'm loving that already. And Kevin Wilson, who is responsible for Nothing to See Here, has written a book coming out in May, Run for the Hills. Unfortunately, I have not read Now Is Not the Time to Panic. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Now Is Not the Time to Panic. I purchased a long time ago, and I thought I was going to open it up immediately. I don't know what's preventing me from reading this book because I loved Nothing to See Here. So I want to get to this before his new release comes out. So we'll put that away later because I'm making a mess. And Brendan Slocum, we already have someone here in, I believe, Glenda, wasn't that you that has the Dark Maestro? So yeah, like we're talking The Violin Conspiracy, Symphony of Secrets, my guy, Brendan. He has the Dark Maestro. And Glenda, you are so lucky because that is not slated to be released until May 13th. Hello, and you already have your hands on it or your eyes on it. And S.A. Cosby, I love him. And I've read Razorblade Tears. I have All the Sinners Bleed here. This is another book collecting dust on my shelf. So maybe I should prioritize reading books by authors who have upcoming releases. All the Sinners Bleed. I thought for sure I would be reading that as soon as I purchased the book, but here it is. So he has a book slated to be released on June 10th titled King of Ashes. I love his energy, his vibe, his writing, how it plays homage to his Southern roots. He hails from Virginia. I am originally from West Virginia. A lot of the areas that he speaks to, I'm familiar with, even though like they're fictional and I just know where he is. Like I know what he's up to. And also the characters are very relatable to me. And of course they're fictional, so there's some exaggeration here and there. But yeah, his work really speaks to me. All right, so yay, we're chatting it up. Let me catch up here. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm scrolling up. I love it when you guys are like Original Sins. Ooh, let's look this up. Original Sins. And you said that is by Eve. All right, you guys. Let's take a look and see here what Steph has up her sleeve. I'm really, really curious about this one. All right. Oh my goodness. The miseducation of Black and Native children and the construction of American racism. You're speaking to me. All right. Why don't our schools work? So as an educator, yes. As a lover of my culture and my people and our history, needing to be more of a part of the fabric of who I am, yet it's often neglected in schools. Yes. This sounds fantastic. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Let's keep this going. Is there something going on here? Okay, curious to read the new Hunger Games. So I really have to admit, you guys, like I have not read the Hunger Games. So Katie, let me know what's going on with that. Takira, not necessarily a book, but I plan to read. Yes. Octavia Butler really blessed my spirit. I am not a sci-fi horror girly. I mean, she's sci-fi, but trust when I say Parable of the Sower, also read much like a horror novel. I'm not a sci-fi horror girly typically. However, the impact that Octavia Butler has in that on that genre, and the fact that she made her mark in a genre that has been known to not necessarily include too many Black authors, I felt like I had to have her work in my collection and in my mind. I really was pushed by A. Marie's book club to read my first Octavia E. Butler book, which was Parable of the Sower. And needless to say, I started reading it in January of 2021. And so as the insurrection was happening, I was reading this book that was taking place in 2025, written years and years prior, of course. And it was frightening and chilling how so much of what she was saying had come to fruition, maybe not in such an exaggerated way. It was a huge impact it left on me. And then I read Kindred, loved Kindred. And someone in the comments of my 15 video or 15, no, my 12 books by 12, my 12 classics by 12 Black authors video said that Octavia E. Butler had a book before Kindred. I've never heard of it. And a lot of people oftentimes refer to Kindred as her first. So I think I would like to look into that. Octavia Butler's first book. Here it is, Patermaster. So let's see if it's here. By Octavia E. Butler. So take a look at this, you guys. This was actually her first book. And it was published January 1st, 1976. The combined mind force of the telepathic race, patternist thought can destroy, heal, rule. For the strongest mind commands the entire pattern and all within. Now the son of the Patternmaster craves the ultimate power. He has murdered or enslaved every threat to his ambition except one. In wild, mutant-infested hills, a young apprentice must be hunted down and destroyed because he has a tyrant's equal. Okay, y'all. I mean, this is why your girl is not a sci-fi girly. I'm a little lost. You may not be, but I am. I'm a little lost, but hey, like, let's give it a go. Okay, Oathbound. King of Ashes. Yes, Glenda. Yes. So let's see what you've got. Oathbound by Tracy. Let's see what this is. Oathbound. Okay. Oh, this looks good. I mean, the cover is just doing its thing here. Bree is alone. She exiled herself from the Legendborn Order, cut her ancestral connections, and turned away from the friends who can't understand the impossible cost of her powers. This is the only way to keep herself and those she loves safe. Okay, slated for March 4th. And it's, okay, that's why this cover was looking familiar to me. So this is book 3 of the Legendborn Cycle series. Let's see here. Okay, yes. This is now looking familiar to me. All right, Glenda, we see you. Let's see here. Jane. One that's releasing this month. Yes, Good Dirt. Absolutely. Yes. I hope so too. I don't envy artists with sophomore releases. Rather, they are music artists. Rather, they are authors. I think of artists such as dancer choreographer Alvin Ailey, and how his first work was Revelations, which became his best, most well-known work ever. and reading about his life and his biography and how that kind of tortured his soul, how he was always striving and reaching and aiming to achieve more than Revelations, and almost was like haunted by the success of that, is very challenging. So yeah, like I don't envy sophomore releases. And for many reasons, the bar, especially when they're super successful, you would think, oh, it's successful, that should make you feel better. But I actually think that's what has the potential to intimidate an artist. All right. It's a book from last year. Yes, The Women. Oh, okay. So yeah, Kristin Hannah, I have yet to read a Kristin Hannah book, but out of all of her books that I have seen out there in the atmosphere in the world, The Women is the one that I'm most intrigued by. Where They Last Saw Her, that sounds really good. So let's check that out. Where They Last Saw Her. I've been really into Indigenous authors. I always try to make an intentional effort to read at least one book by an Indigenous author every Native American Heritage Month, which takes place in November. But I need to incorporate more of that perspective. Okay. All they heard was her scream. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. Quill has lived on the Red Pine Reservation in Minnesota her whole life. She knows what happens to people who look like her. Just a girl when Jimmy Sky jumped off the railway bridge and she ran for help. Quill realizes now that she hasn't ever stopped running, bless her heart, as she trains for the Boston Marathon early one morning out in the woods. She hears a scream. When she investigates, she finds tire tracks and a lone beaded earring. I'm definitely going to add this to my TBR. Y'all, I just cleaned out my TBR, and here you go, adding more books. That's why I love you. One of the many reasons. And Bessa by C.O. Oh, is he the, Steph, is he the author of Ring Shout? I read that thanks to A. Marie. I wouldn't have read it otherwise. Creepy, like so spooky, like so chilling. Just thinking about it. I don't think that's him though. Let's see what we got here. And Bessa, Chosen of the Wolf. Nice. A League of Legends. You have such a broad range of interests. Okay, so we got fantasy. Okay. Warrior General Mother. She is a woman to be feared. She has led conquest and army. She has slain legendary beasts. She has made grave sacrifices in her ascent up the ranks. And for this, she was rewarded. But before she can lead her empire, she must become head of her own clan. Yet the title is contested by her cousin and former confidant, Tafink. He knows the bloody sins of Mbessa's past, and he knows he cannot allow her to rise. Well, okay. All right. This sounds great. Gotcha. I gotcha. Assassin's Apprentice trilogy. Whoo, now. Oh my goodness. Vaughn, going all in. The love lyric. Yes. Why did I not add that to my list? I'm going to add that to my list now. Because I read The Neighbor Favor. I read The Neighbor Favor. I need to read The Partner Plot. I really loved The Sisters. This is the Green Sisters. And I don't know why I didn't have that on my list. So that's February 4th. I'm putting that on my Google Doc here. February 4th. Yes. I really liked The Neighbor Favor. I really, truly did. I really enjoyed my time with each sister. I really wanted to know more about the sisters. So that is awesome. Jane says, hey, Glenda, love it when we're connecting. Finished. Okay. Oh, it was a YA romance that was sweet, but also dealt with some very real issues. Oh my goodness. So she must have done this before, prior to the Green Sisters series of romance novels. I'm wondering if she must have been a YA author before. So let's see what Christina Forrest is up to here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I fell in love with this one. I Want to Be Where You Are. Just the cover, because not the cover, but the title, because it's one of my favorite Jackson 5 songs. Now That I Found You. Yes. So she has written a lot of YA. I'm going to add each of these because I'm really interested in her. And I just did that. Why is that not on here yet? Okay. Yeah, we like Christina. She's got some good stuff going on here. All right. Enjoy the Hunger Games. I read the original series and the first prequel. I love the complicated characters and ethical questions the books present. So yes, Katie, and that's one of the reasons why I think I would enjoy that. Oh, my girl is here. Yes. The queen of readings friends. Hello, Krista. You're here. You can be as late as you want to be, Bill. I'm just happy to see you. Love. All right. Oh my goodness, Vaughn, I have not. Can you believe that? It was on my radar way before it was released, and I don't know what's preventing me. I think I'm scared. I'm afraid. Okay, maybe not so much that. I have not read it yet because of the character they're following. I wasn't that into. So Vaughn is talking about the second book in the series. I wasn't crazy about Olivia's best friend, Ruby. And isn't that who we're following? Wasn't crazy about Ruby. I was wanting the second book to follow Helen, who was the sister who was more interested in cars, or even their childhood friend turned maid, Amy Rose. Not sure why. I just felt like the friend was so shallow. So I wasn't too thrilled about that. And I think that's why I'm not motivated to get it. But I'm going to get to it because let me tell you guys something. I met Crystal Marquis, the author. She is such an amazing human being. I was so blessed and privileged to moderate her a conversation. Like, I interviewed her at the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books, and she was so sweet, so wonderful, and I will support her. All right. SD Nelson has a great series. Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's see who this is. SD Nelson. Oh, yes. Okay, I'll check that out at my school library. Thank you. Krista, thank you. It is addicting, Krista. I've been so my plan is once a month. at the beginning of every month. That's the prayer, the plan. We shall see. And I'm just such a huge fan of your sprints. Even if you don't see me in the chat, oh, I'm there, honey. I am there. I may be running around the house, but I'm there. All right. The reformatory. Yes, y'all. Because of the subject matter, I know it will be heartbreaking. Exactly. It's a chunker too. So, sis, I was really wanting to read that book as well. And people just rave about it. Exactly. I do feel like it's an important one that we'll have to read. Look, Linda, Krista, all the peeps. Yeah, I don't know why Crystal decided to feature Ruby. Like, she was like the flattest character of all of them and so shallow. I'm a little disappointed. Oh, okay. Vaughn, tell me, because I remember you saying you were reading it. So is it a hit? Is it a miss? Don't give me any spoilers, but let your girl know what's going on. Yay. All right. Love, love, love my loves. So you guys are the best. Krista, you haven't met my little love bug cat. He is asleep behind me, Landon. He is the newest member of the La Rosa family. He was making quite the appearance here, which was interesting. So we'll have to definitely introduce you to Mr. Landon. You guys, let's make this last sprint count. Whether you're close to finishing a book or you just want some downtime, you want to finish folding up that laundry, getting to the next chapter, whatever you're up to, we're going to make it count. And it's going to be 25 minutes yet again. And just know that you are loved. I'm so excited. Oh no! Do you know what's interesting, Krista? What's interesting is my husband is super allergic to cats, and he has not had an allergy yet, knock on wood, to Landon, but that is real. That I now I know we'll have to board him whenever you come to Pittsburgh. Okay. You are a rock star. Yay for Krista with the organization. Oh, Molly. I cannot tell you guys how much I love you. And Krista, we have a lot of crossover supporters and friends, and that just fills my heart with so much joy. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have each of you in my world, in my life, in my orbit. It's just, I can't stop smiling. Oh! That is hilarious. So Landon is his name, like the name that they gave him at the shelter. And my daughters, I had to let go because I've had 3 cats. Well, technically 4 cats, right? So I was like, listen, this cat, like essentially Gianna and Allie are the owners. They get to determine what his name will be. I was wondering, I was like, this is kind of I loved the name. I just didn't know how, at least from this cat book that I read, like cats, like it seemed like it was a mouthful for a cat, like, so I didn't know how he was going to respond to it. And he had only been in the shelter 4 days. So he'd only had the name for 4 days. But the girls were like, oh, we love it. We must keep Landon. And I love it. Landon La Rosa, like, it's so good. And my nickname for him is Landy. So I'm sure your son is an incredible human being because you are. Okay. Vaughn says it, so it will happen. Vaughn, I love you so much. Oh, my heart. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. to spray or reduce allergens. Oh, do you know what? I wonder if it's the spray that my mom keeps talking about, because we're her southern dialect is hilarious. And so she keeps saying, y'all need to get that poo. Y'all need to get that poo. And I'm like, what? But it's called poo. I'm going to look it up. It's like POOH. Poo spray for pets. Okay. So here it is, friends. I knew my mom wasn't making it up, but it's just interesting. It's an interesting name. Is this it? Is this the spray? Oh, I thought it was spelled POOH, but there's a P in there. Let's look at the reviews. Is it? Oh, well, I mean, overall good. Okay. Okay. Where am I going? Where did it go? Okay. So maybe that's it. You guys, it's time for us to do our final sprint. I love you, love you, love you to the moon. And it is time for us to make this happen. Happy reading. Let me figure out my life here. Let me figure out my life. Okay. Krista, you should have seen me, sister. I was like, it was a black screen and I'm talking and I literally had to click on the screen. It was a sad time, an embarrassing time, but thank God that you guys give me grace. It was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Happy reading. glad that you guys. Okay, maybe it wasn't meant for you to hear my nonsense. So let me try it again. I was muted. Girls, I was muted. Okay. Yes, the time has arrived where Cannon and Neva, who have been pushing back these feelings, these emotions for reasons, are in a forced encounter at a restaurant eating a Thanksgiving meal together. And the conversation is easy. The chemistry is happening. And then the server asks if they want dessert. Neva has baked a peach cobbler at home at her apartment. And it's his favorite. Well, let's see. Is it peach cobbler? No, apple cobbler. Okay, I must have been thinking about the secret lives of church ladies. Okay, you guys are amazing. I was muted. You couldn't hear me. I do think the first time was the best, but we're just gonna let it do what it do. You guys are amazing. Thank you for putting up with your girl and all my technical difficulties. I mean, I started with a Hot Mess Express and I ended with a Hot Mess Express. Would it be Denise LaRosa any other way? I think not. So I had notes. I did want to thank you all for joining me with this Fresh Start Sprint. I am planning on sprinting the first Saturday of every month. Each month here on LaRosa Reads, we'll have a theme. This month's theme is resolutions and reads. And I appreciate you guys for joining me on this journey. I'm having fun reimagining this channel. I am going into over 3 years of being on YouTube, which is crazy to me. You guys are such a gift. I just want you to know, if you enjoyed this sprint, please don't be a stranger. Come to the next one. Visit me in the comments on Instagram at LaRosa Reads, all the things. You guys, oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. Thank you for giving me grace. Thank you for all your kind words. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm just so glad you could be here. You guys are a joy. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a blessed evening. Love you bunches. Take care.